UGD, got the Juentai, really don't know how to pronounce this, GP-350 Pro. This is a FRS GMRS two-way radio that outperformed three others that we tested. What we were looking for was a radio that we could use at Comic-Cons. Our family travels during the summer and we work at Comic-Cons, so we wanted to find a solution to where we could be in communication at all times. And so we tested three radios. We tested Midland, Cobra, Baofeng, and this, the Juentai JP-350. I like saying it June instead of June, like that little bit of French to it, but these are made in China. And to tell you a little bit about these and how I found them is I was on eBay one day and somebody had these listed with the best offer. I offered $20 and they accepted. So this was our first experience. Now, these have been used for about 50 plus hours each. These are not new in the box. This is not an unboxing, but just to show you how it comes. It does have a very nice box. And as you can see when you open it, loaded with stuff. And the first thing you're going to find is the what they call an owner's manual. I'm not sure it really qualifies as one. It's just a sheet of paper and gives you a little bit of information on how to operate it. The next thing you're going to find are the radios. It comes with two 22-channel radios, a dual charger, of course your AC cord for that dual charger, and it came with what we call a little surprise here, two push-to-talk earpieces that came with it. Now, these radios were put up against three other radios, and they came out as a clear-cut winner. To give you the specs on these things, frequency range of 400 to 470 to cover the FRS GMRS range. These are 22-channel. They have an output level of half a watt. Lithium-ion batteries that are 1200 milliamps. We found they had excellent battery life. Less than 4 ounces. These things are super light. And when you look at the radio, what it also came with is the rear clip and a strap. Now, if you have little boys, you always have the strap, and you try to make the rule, hey, you got to have the strap on when you're using the radio if you're using it by hand. Normally, they would clip it because it came with these. And these are excellent push-to-talk earpieces. And compared to what we saw with the other radios was a real cheap wire. This is actually a braided cover over the wire and adds absolute durability. Now, it does come with the little earmuffs, but our boys prefer them without the earmuffs because the weight is actually carried by the ear hook. But these were excellent, and these have held up, like I said, 50 hours of use with the boys. The charging unit on these, real simple. Drop it in, you're going to see an indicator that's red when it needs to be charged, green when it's ready to go. Dual charger, charges them independently. The owner's manual, not a real fantastic owner manual. It's basically a sheet of paper. Most of it is spending the time telling you about all the awesome frequencies that are available around the world. And of course, we have the frequency table over here for the US. It does go through the menu and does give you some information on that and how to use it. I'll tell you about the menu. You've got channel selection, the CT, CSS, and DCS transmission, call tones, which we love. So when you key the mic, it sends out a call tone. And what that does is it forces the boys to have that delay before they stop speaking. And if you've ever worked with kids on radios, they love to start talking before the radio starts to transmit. Squelch tone does have the LCD light, as you can see. You can set that to be on at all times. We have it set on the 4-second delay. Keypad tone, which we like, so the boys know if they bump a key. It also has the Roger beep. Again, love the Roger beep. Now, the reason you love the Roger beep is that you get tired of hearing over and over and over. My boys love to say over. Everything they say over. Now we have a Roger beep, so I know when their transmission has ended. It also has the Vox level, which is the hands-free talk. It does work, but we just don't use it. Has the dual watch, which you can see this is set to right now. So I can select 2 channels for us to dual watch, that if we get into a busier Comic-Con, that we can find an open frequency if need be. It also has the call on-off and the volume control when in standby. All in all, what we found out, these radios did exactly what we wanted to do in a very, very small package. The battery life is outstanding. We go to Comic-Cons, they last anywhere from 8 to 10 hours a day. The boys will have them on at all times. And we're not talking about 8 hours of talk time, but we're talking about literally 10 hours of standby with some talking back and forth. And of course, we have a rule they have to check in every 5 minutes, which, sometimes we got to check with them because they haven't checked with us. Now, we compared these to 3 other radios. And I'll pop those back up on the screen for you. We compared them to the Midland, Cobra, and the Baofeng. Now, being a scientific kind of guy and doing this in a very scientific way, we had to simulate a Comic-Con. And the only way that we could find out how to simulate a Comic-Con was to go to what we call Super Dillon's. Now, Super Dillon's is a ginormous grocery store, and to us, it's as close to a Comic-Con. Now, we've gone to Comic-Cons that were literally indoors 3 blocks long. Got a lot of obstructions in the way, a lot of distance, high ceilings, a lot of metal, a lot of things going on. So the Dillon's is as close as we came. So we took all the radios out there. Kimmy and YY stood at the pharmacy while LP and Seabass and I stood over by the Lobsters, catty corner, across the store. We tested all 3 radios. The Juentai's were a clear winner. Wasn't even close. Now, we also let the boys use these in town. So if they want to run down to the grocery store, so 2 blocks away, from inside our house to inside the grocery store, we can communicate. We also tested these in town, and we're a small town at 1,200. We are dead center into town. Our boys can be pretty much anywhere in our small town, and I can get a radio transmission from them. The build quality is excellent. If you pick one of these up, you're not going to have any creaks, cracks, ridges. These things have been dropped. These things have been kicked. These things have been under the car seat for a week. We can't destroy them. We've even got to the point where we allowed these boys to take these, play outside with them, which, of course, every kid loves having cool walkie-talkies. Battery life, again, excellent. We can go all day without a recharge. If you like to have the external mic, these do work on them. We found these on eBay for less than $10. Adds a little bit of cool factor for the boys when they're running around the Comic-Cons, and of course with the back clip. People notice when their R2s are running around at the Comic-Con with their earbuds in and they're pushed to talk, and they feel like little CIA guys. Currently, these are really difficult radios to find. The one hang-up I do have on it is finding an additional battery for these. With the lithium-ion battery, they use a specialty battery pack, probably just for the Juentai. I have not been able to source it, but the size is relatively common. Just probably have to add a couple leads to it, which I'm capable of doing. If you're not capable of building a battery, modifying a battery, you're going to have a hard time finding additional batteries for this. Currently, you can find these on Amazon for $40. We do see these on eBay from time to time between that $40 and $50 range. We happened to look out and find a seller that had a pair. They were asking $25 delivered. We offered $20. When we got them, we tested them against the other radios, decided that these are so good, we actually bought a second set. So this is UGD telling you about all the awesomeness that is the Juentai JP-350 Pro. Check out my other videos and hit the like if you liked it. If you thought this review was terrible, please give me a little leeway because it was my first review. But if you thought this review was just absolutely terrible, hit the dislike button, hit subscribe, check out my other videos.
He hates these cans! Stay away from the cans! Die, gas pupper!